Hi folks, this is Max from GalaxyS2Root.com, where we get high on Galaxy S2 every day. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to install a kernel on your Galaxy S2. Let me just explain how it works. Basically, a kernel is the underlying Linux platform on top of not on top, on the bottom of your Android. So it's really running your internals. The most important thing to remember here is that kernels, you'll want to only flash Gingerbread kernels to Gingerbread and ICS kernels to ICS. And if you go to XCA threads, usually it will say Gingerbread or ICS. And if it doesn't say, it might be Gingerbread. Just look through the forums, but it should say. Sometimes it doesn't say, and if you flash like ICS on Gingerbread, your phone will end up in a boot loop. But it's not a huge deal. You can always flash the correct one over it, and then it'll work right away. So go ahead and download. If you want to install a kernel, there's a bunch of them on XDA. I'll include the one I'm using right now for ICS. I've got actually Resurrection 1.81 here, but it doesn't have overclocking, so I'm gonna actually install SIA kernel, which does give you overclocking and it's an ICS kernel. So there's also two ways to flash. There's usually a tar file or a zip file. A tar file, you'll have to use Odin to flash. That's when you don't have root and stuff, you can flash kernels using Odin. But if you already have it rooted with Clockwork Mod Recovery, then you don't have to do that. You can get the zip file, copy it over to SD card or internal storage, and then flash from Clockwork Mod Recovery. The advantage of that is you don't need a computer, and you can also download the kernel straight onto your phone and flash it while you're in the bus or the airplane. So I've copied over the cia blah.zip file to somewhere in my internal storage, or SD card actually, and I'm gonna go flash it, and you can check the version of the kernel you have right now, going to System Settings, and under About Phone it'll show you the kernel version. It's kind of a cryptic language, but you can kind of tell this one is actually running CyanogenMod kernel, you can see. So that's a CM9 kernel, but I'm going to go install SIA kernel. So what I'm going to do is go into recovery, hold down volume up, center, and the power button. Alright. And the process is the same pretty much across all Android phones. The difference being that getting into the recovery, and sometimes you have different recoveries, but pretty much identical process for all kinds of Android devices. So let me zoom in here, and let's go install the kernel that I did. And you don't have to do any wipe. Kernel is just there. It doesn't have any data. You never have to do wipe. You can install different kernels without wiping, which is the beauty of it. Alright. So I'm gonna go to install zip from SD card, power button or the center button. And I put it in my SD card, I think. So choose it from SD card or internal SD card. The process of installing is exactly the same as a ROM without wipe, pretty much. And then I put it in my downloads folder. Power button. Oh, you know, actually it's in my internal storage. Choose it from internal storage for me here. I have so many files here. Go to download folder here, and there's my cia blah.zip that I was talking about that I copied over to my phone. So I'm going to install that. Say yes. This is for ICS only, alright? Only flash that if you have ICS only. Go back. This is one of the best kernels, reboot system now, and a lot of ROM developers, they're actually including in this ROM in their ROMs, but I've just manually flashed it so I can have the best of Resurrection ROM and also SIA kernel. And there we go, I got a new boot animation. Oh, look at that. That's freaking awesome boot animation. Ooh. So sometimes Android will automatically update, but so long as you get to the screen, check everything works. Everything's working pretty much, and you can go to System Settings, About Phone again, and you'll see that my kernel version has changed to SIA there. So let me see if I can now get overclocking. System Settings. For this ROM, you can go to ROM Control and Performance, and that way you can get overclocking on anything. So I've got it. I can get it all the way to 1.6 now, which is cool. And there's a bunch of governors that comes with SIA kernel. I like LOL's active. That's it. That's how you install a kernel. So it's basically kernel is a separate entity from the ROM, so you can install it on any ROM. Sometimes some ROMs will have a problem. No problem. Just try another kernel. You know. So that's how you install a kernel, and that way I can enjoy the best of Resurrection ICS ROM with the speed overclocking I want. And anyway, I just wanted to videotape this while I did it. It could be helpful for those of you wondering how to flash your kernel. If you have a Galaxy S2, don't forget to sign up for my email list at galaxys2root.com. galaxys2root.com. We send you updates once or twice a week when I have time, with the wrap up of the week, so you don't get everything that I post, but the best ones. I don't share your email with anyone else. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button here for me and subscribe button up here. It helps me greatly. If you have, thanks a lot. And share this with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. Anyway, stay high on Android, folks. I'll have the Resurrection ROM review coming soon. I just wanted to get that overclocking so I can get some real bad performance out of it. And we'll be giving out Galaxy S3 soon. Sorry, I just got too high on Android over the weekend, and you know what? It's Monday already. God damn it.